That looks yumbo, but have you thought about how good it is for you?
But it tastes really, really good. I know. I watch TV. Low in fat, high in fibre, eat loads of veggies and meat, don't smoke, drink less. But can't I eat something that I'm going to really, really enjoy and it's nice and delicious?
Well, it doesn't mean that you can't eat healthy food. I mean, you eat my cooking and that's healthy.
Yeah, but you told me to get off my and do my own fair share of the cooking. But I can't figure out what's healthy.
Don't you check the info on packets before you buy things?
Are you for real? It doesn't make any sense to me. Or gobbledygook if you ask me. And you know, maths wasn't my best subject at school.
I know it can be confusing reading the information on the packets of food at first, but with a bit of help, you'll be shopping like an expert. Come on, let's go suss it out together.
Yeah, alright. I'll just finish this first.
Let's go now. We can do better than that.
I'll drive. This. I don't need any help with it.
Hold on. You're going past the most important section of the supermarket.
Well, you said that we were looking for labels. I don't see a label on this.
Fine, we'll skip this section for now, but only to look at labels, and I bet you won't find anything nicer than this pair.
We'll see. I'll just get a couple of these.
Hang on, this is not exactly good for you.
Come on, Wah. You can't tell me that you don't like Coke. Seriously? I've seen you drink it before.
Yeah, well, occasionally it's okay.
Yeah.
But look at this label. See how much sugar's in there?
Yeah, but look at the fat content. 0 grams. You can't tell me that something this yummy and no fat is bad for you. I've got the shopping thing down.
I think I'm gonna need some help. Hey, it's Sarah.
Hi.
Tokyo, this is Sarah. She's a dietitian, and she can tell us why something that's low in fat isn't always good for us.
Now? Well, okay. Perhaps it would help to think about what food is and why it's important. Food is made up of nutrients. There are 3 main nutrients that give us energy. The first is protein. Protein is found in meat, chicken, fish, dairy products, eggs, and legumes like baked beans and kidney beans. Protein is essential for repairing and maintaining muscle, and it also gives us iron and zinc. The second main nutrient is carbohydrate. This is our body's main source of fuel and is found in bread, cereals, rice, pasta, and starchy vegetables like potato, kumara, and corn. Because it is our main source of fuel, it's important that we have some at each of our 3 main meals. Sugar is also a carbohydrate, but unlike these other types of carbohydrate foods, it only gives us energy and no other nutrients. And the third nutrient is fat. This is the thing you hear about the most probably. Only a small amount of fat is needed for health. Too much animal fat like skin on chicken, fat on meat, butter, fat that we find in biscuits and cakes is bad for your heart. So choosing plant-based oils and margarines like canola and olive-based ones are best. But it's important to remember that all fats are high in energy, so just because it's healthy for your heart doesn't mean you can eat twice as much. We need each of these in balance, along with vitamins and minerals to stay healthy. Well, it helps to think about food as a fuel. It gives you the oomph to get through the day. Imagine your body's like a car.
Mine would be a Ferrari.
Right, we put petrol in the car to keep it going. Food's the same for us. The more active we are, the more food we need. The less active, the less food. You wouldn't keep filling your car up if you didn't drive it anywhere, would you? Imagine that your petrol tank didn't overflow. It just kept expanding. If you didn't drive anywhere, your car would get pretty fat pretty quickly, just like our bodies.
My car is at the service station a lot.
And that's fine if you're really active, like running, biking or swimming, but not so good if you're sitting on your butt watching TV or playing Xbox.
So how do we know how much food we really need?
Well, I could go into a lot more detailed and complicated information about how the body processes food, but I'll keep it simple. Okay, you need to eat at least 5+ of fruit and vegetables a day. at least 3 to 4 handfuls of vegetables like this, and up to 3 to 4 handfuls of fruit like these. The great thing is that canned and frozen fruit and vegetables are just as good as fresh. Just try to choose the fruit in juice rather than in syrup. Now with meat or chicken or fish, you should aim for 1 to 2 portions each day. Using the palm of your hand is a good indicator of how much a portion is. You don't need as much meat as you think. See the white bits in the mince? That's fat. Fat from meat and skin on chicken is not good for our hearts, so it's important to choose lean cuts and remove any visible fat from meat and skin off chicken. Also, keep high-fat meats like sausages and saveloys to a minimum. Then use low-fat cooking methods like grilling, boiling, steaming, microwaving and stir-frying. Also, skimming the fat off the top of casseroles and boil-ups will help lower the fat content. Beans like baked beans and kidney beans are a great source of protein and also low fat, and they make a great substitution for meat. And because they're cheap, they can be a good way to decrease the grocery bill.
So what about things like breads and pastas or vegetables like kumara and potatoes?
And what about breakfast cereals? Do we use that as well? In the morning I have a whole bowl full of milk. So do we use the handful as a measure for that as well?
Well, the handful measure is a really good way of knowing how much we need of things like meat and veggies. Too many Kiwis have that measure way out of balance. But with starchy foods like this, it depends on things like your weight and how active you are. The main thing is to remember to have some at each meal, and another important thing is choosing foods high in fibre, such as whole grain breads and cereals. Having plenty of fibre helps fill you up and keeps your gut nice and healthy and your bowels moving regularly.
So Sarah, what about dairy products? I hear they can be really high in saturated fat.
Well, that's true, but you can choose the lower fat options of milk, cheese and yogurt. Dairy products are a really important source of calcium, which is good for keeping your teeth and bones strong and healthy.
So look for the low-fat milk and cheese.
Yes, try and choose milk that has a green, yellow or light blue lid on it. These are low in fat. Cheeses like flavoured cottage cheese, low-fat cheese slices and Edam are good choices. Basically, the harder the cheese, the more fat it contains. Diabetes New Zealand has got a really good way of getting it all in the right proportions on your plate. They call it the healthy plate model. If your main meal looks like this, about a quarter protein, that's our meat, chicken, fish, and about a quarter carbohydrate, that's our potato, kumara, pasta, rice, and the other half is other veggies like peas, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower and salad stuff, then you're getting it right.